AI is getting powerful. I mean, incredibly powerful and fast. But raw power isn't really the goal. The real challenge, the multi-billion-dollar question everyone is racing to answer, is how do we make sure these new digital minds are also helpful, honest, and, most importantly, harmless? Welcome to the fascinating, high-stakes world of AI alignment.
This really is the heart of the matter, isn't it? How on earth do you take something as complex, as messy, and frankly as subjective as human values, and then bake that into lines of code? That's the puzzle that some of the brightest minds in tech are grappling with right this very second. So, what do we even mean by AI alignment? Well, at its core, it's all about bridging the gap between what an AI is programmed to do, like just predicting the next word in a sentence, and the complex soft skills we actually want from it, like being truthful and safe. You can think of it as the modern-day version of Asimov's laws for robots.
But here's where it gets tricky. There's this fundamental tension in the industry. On one hand, you have the race to build the most capable AI. On the other, you have the need to build the safest AI. And that second part isn't free. It creates this constant push and pull.
This is what the insiders call the alignment tax. It's basically the price companies have to pay to make sure their incredibly powerful creations don't go completely off the rails. So, in a way, the entire story of AI alignment is really about a quest to lower this tax.
And the first major attempt to pay this tax, well, it was both incredibly powerful and incredibly expensive.
The first big idea was, deceptively simple. If you want an AI to act more human, why not have humans teach it one-on-one? And this seemingly obvious insight led to a technique that would completely change the game. The result was a method called reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF for short. And for a while, it was the undisputed gold standard for taming these powerful new language models.
So how does this actually work? Well, first you prime the AI with some high-quality human examples to get it started. But here's where the magic happens. You get an army of human reviewers to sit down and rank different AI answers to the same question. They're basically telling the machine, hey, this response is better than that one. All of that feedback gets used to build something called a reward model. Think of it like an AI judge, which then guides the main AI, fine-tuning it to better reflect human preferences.
And the results? They were absolutely stunning. OpenAI discovered that a relatively small model trained with this human feedback was overwhelmingly preferred to a raw, untrained model that was over 100 times its size. This proved a crucial point. It wasn't about raw power. It was all about the quality of the teaching.
But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. This is that huge alignment tax we were talking about. This process is a massive bottleneck. It needs tens of thousands of human-labeled examples, which makes it incredibly expensive and slow. Plus, the final product is only as good as your human labelers. And sometimes it even teaches the AI to just be overly cautious, refusing to answer tricky questions just to avoid being penalized by a reviewer.
This bottleneck was so massive that it actually forced the next big innovation. The thinking went something like this. If human feedback is the bottleneck, if it's too slow and expensive, what if you could get an AI to provide the feedback instead?
This is what led to the development of constitutional AI, or CAI, which was pioneered by Anthropic. And the core idea is just brilliant. Instead of relying on thousands of humans for feedback, you give the AI a set of principles, a constitution, and then you teach it to grade itself based on those rules. So here's the process. First, you write a constitution, a list of rules, like don't be harmful, often drawn from things like the UN Declaration of Human Rights. Then, the AI generates an answer, critiques its own response against one of those rules, and then revises it to be better. This creates a before and after example. By doing this thousands upon thousands of times, you build a massive data set of AI-generated feedback. And this whole process is the key innovation here. It's reinforcement learning from AI feedback, or RLAI.
So what did this do to that alignment tax we've been talking about? Okay, just remember, with the old method, RLHF, getting just a single piece of feedback from a human could cost $1, maybe more, and that adds up really, really fast.
Now, with constitutional AI, less than a penny. We're talking about 100-fold cost reduction. This is a monumental shift. It doesn't just lower the alignment tax, it practically demolishes it. It makes high-quality alignment accessible to everyone, not just the handful of massive labs that can afford it.
Okay, so we've got the expensive but very nuanced human-led approach on one side and the super cheap and scalable AI-led approach on the other. So where does the field go from here?
This table really lays out the core trade-off perfectly. With human-led RLHF, you're great at capturing subtle, implicit human values, but it's slow, expensive, and kind of a black box. But with the AI-led approach, it's fast, it's cheap, and it's totally transparent. You can literally read the constitution it follows. The catch is, it's only as good as the rules you manage to write down.
And that brings us to the crucial insight that's shaping the entire field today. The future isn't about choosing one method over the other. No, it's about a fusion. It's about combining the scalable efficiency of AI feedback with the nuanced wisdom that only comes from human oversight.
In fact, we're already seeing new hybrid methods pop up. Imagine a system where an AI handles 99% of the feedback, but it flags the most difficult, the most ethically murky cases for a human expert to review. That's the idea behind new techniques that are making the whole process even faster and more efficient. It's creating a whole evolving toolkit for alignment.
You know, this evolution really represents a deep philosophical shift. The old approach was like being a mechanic, trying to bolt on these rigid safety rules that a clever AI could always find a loophole to get around. The new approach is much more like being a mentor. You're not just giving the AI a list of do's and don'ts, you're actually trying to teach it the reasoning behind the rules. You're giving it a moral framework to think with.
But even with a perfectly transparent constitution, you run into this profound new challenge. As Anthropic found when they asked the public to help write a constitution, different groups of people prioritize completely different values. And get this, an AI trained on the public's constitution was measurably less biased than the one trained on the company's own internal one.
And that, right there, leaves us with the ultimate question. What began as a purely technical problem of coding has now become a deeply social and even political one. Because as these systems get more and more powerful, the principles that guide them matter more than ever. So the real question isn't just how we align AI, but to whose values we choose to align it to.